45 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, your boy, Eryk Anders.
Season 1, Episode 19 of the Rise SG podcast. And today we have UFC fighter Eryk Anders on for a podcast. Thanks for coming on, my guy.
Hey, my pleasure, dude. Anytime.
All right, man. Tell me, how you been for the past, since your last fight?
Oh man, I've been doing all right, man. Did some traveling. Went to London, then went on like a road trip with the boys. My boys being
Nice.
my kids. I got two boys, 12 and 14. We went to like Myrtle Beach, DC, Philly,
Wow.
New York, um, Gloucester, Massachusetts, which is right there on the coast, and ended in Nashville for the UFC fights in Nashville. So, the summer was good. And then, I had broke my foot before my last fight. So I just had surgery maybe about a month and a half ago. So, I got some screws in my foot and, limping around in a boot. And so, but that's healing, So, man, with any kind of luck, I'd like to get on, fight at least one more time before the end of the year.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good that you're healing. How was the trip overall with your family?
It was cool, that's a lot of driving, and obviously,
Yeah.
like they're 12 and 14, so they can't drive, so it's like tiring for me. But at the same time, it's cool because they can't get away,
Yeah.
and they relax a lot and they talk a lot more and they open up a lot more, the longer we're in the car. So
Yeah.
it's just like more for bonding and like quality time and stuff. There are times when I just want them to be quiet and play on their phone or something, but for the most part. We just, laugh and, joke around, talk shit, and have a good time. So,
Yeah.
and like I show them things that they never seen before. So, like, they, it was just fun. We had a great time.
Exactly, man. That's a good dad right there. I would do the same thing when I was younger. My dad would take us on road trips. We just went to Florida. That's all we would do. We'd drive down to Florida, spend the 15 hours, 14, 15 hours, go down there. And most of the time he was yelling at us to be quiet, and turned out to be like really good trips. And, we got to joke around with each other, and it's kind of like once you're in like that high school, middle school, like kind of age, it's where, and you're doing sports, you don't have much time other than like, summer. So that's good that you get to spend time with your kids. And I know how you're feeling on road tripping, because I did this summer. I actually did a Florida trip, and I drove the 15 hours there, and I drove the 15 hours back. So that was that was
By
really rough.
yourself?
I was with my buddy, and my mom drove like a separate car, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it was tough. I thought
Yeah.
it'd be easy, but like coming back and after getting home, I knocked out.
Yeah. They, like on the way back is, sometimes the worst because, you get like for me, like I was getting out, walking around, hanging out, and spending all day in the sun, walking around, seeing monuments and stuff. So, but then on the way back, like we went from Boston to New York,
Mhm.
which is like 5 hours or so, and then from New York to Nashville, we didn't stop. There was nothing. So,
Yeah.
going up, it wasn't so bad because it's like I forget however many hours to DC. Then DC is only like a few hours from Philly, then Baltimore, and like we did a bunch of stuff. But like there was nothing on the way back from like New York to Nashville, so it was just like driving and driving and driving. And the year before, me and my oldest, we drove to Yellowstone and back. When I
Okay.
say we, I mean I
Yeah,
drove, and then we
yeah.
went camping and stuff. So they're getting to the age where like they don't play with toys. They don't really so like on birthdays in summer, and they're both their birthdays in July. So like I just felt like buying them clothes and shoes and stuff. Like that's like my obligation as a father, so it don't count as
Yeah.
birthday gifts. So let's go out and do something that you're gonna remember and actually like remember. Like you're not gonna remember the video game I get you, or you're not gonna remember the shirt I bought you when you were 14. But I promise you, my oldest, he'll remember going to Yellowstone, and they'll remember like riding around on scooters in DC and piling up three deep on one scooter and riding it down the road.
Yeah.
So they'll remember that, but like they're not gonna remember the pair of shoes they got and stuff like that. So I just think it's better to like have like share experiences and do stuff with rather than buy them a gift that they're gonna play with twice or use. How many times they're gonna wear a shirt before it gets torn up. I got two dirty ass little boys that tear everything up and rip up their clothes, so they're not even gonna remember it.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's a really good thing. And I mean, when you get to that age at like, you know, middle school, you kind of like you're starting to outgrow like toys, like you said, stuff like that. And my dad would like take us on trips to. I mean, I think any parent would do that once their kids are outgrowing stuff, take them on trips, because they're gonna remember time they're spending with their parents rather than oh, I got my dad got me this video game. Oh, my dad got me these LeBrons or Kobe's. They're not gonna remember the gifts. They're gonna remember what they did with their father rather than
Yeah, well, and then like when they were younger, like we tried that shit. Like we went to like Disneyland for
Mm-hmm.
like New Year's one year. It was fucking one of the most miserable experiences of my life.
Really.
And the kids don't remember because it was just so packed, so many people. You know what I mean? So like you wait, fucking 10 hours to ride a 30-second ride. I'm like, dude, this shit sucks. And they don't remember. You know what I mean? But like, it'd probably be something I'll do now because they would remember it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think like when they were younger, we kind of did it backwards, and now like
Yeah.
now is the time to like go do stuff. And you're right, summer, like I have like 2 weeks in the summer when they don't have sports to do stuff. So we go do stuff. Like next year, I want to do it big and like to go to Egypt and Greece and like do like
Wow.
go see some real
Yeah,
shit
you
instead
want to
of just
travel the
driving
world.
around
Yeah.
America. Yeah.
What makes you want to go to Egypt?
I don't know. Like, I think it'd be cool to go see the pyramids. I've never seen them. They've never seen them. And then, like, I like history. History is my thing. So,
Okay.
like, when I went to London, I went to Stonehenge. That was cool. So maybe they would like to go see some stuff that they read about in their textbook or on the computer or however they learn now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when they go talk about it in school, oh, the ancient, whatever the fuck. Egyptians or whatever, they can be like, I've been there, I've been in there, I've walked around in there, I've been to Egypt, I've seen it. In Greece, like it's not too far, it's like, right across the sea right there. And there's another place in Jordan, it's like Petri or something like that. It's like the temple carved in the side of the mountain. Like these are all like part of the seven wonders of the ancient world. I could go see like three or four of them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in a 2 week period. The pyramids, the lighthouse of Alexandria, the Tower of Babylon, the
Yeah,
Garden of
Babylon.
Babylon, you know, Petri, whatever it's called. So, it's just like ancient history. I think is so cool, and you can go see all that stuff. It's still there.
Yeah. That's one thing I want to do. I want to go and travel, and I think that's great that you want to take your kids there and give them that experience at such a young age. I definitely like because my buddy gets to go on, free flights and stuff because his girlfriend's a flight attendant. It's cool, like, where they go because he gets to go to places like Iceland, Australia, Austria, New Zealand.
That,
Like, what's up?
who was that? Sorry, a call came through and
Oh, no, you're good.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I was saying it's cool that you're thinking about taking your kids on a trip like that. My buddy actually, his girlfriend's a flight attendant, so they get to go to places like Austria, Australia. I know they've been to Iceland. I want to go to like places like that, especially New Zealand. I want to go, to some of the places because they film a ton of movies out in New Zealand, and that's what I want to like because I think that's so cool. Where I mean, you're there and you're like, oh, I've been on this movie set, or it's like you said, history. It could be it could be like a monument or something, and I'll be like, oh yeah, been there, seen it. I want to go like somewhere where it doesn't feel real on the screen, but then when you get there, it feels real.
Yeah. Oh, and also like beyond like seeing like monuments and stuff to like experience other cultures and taste foods and
Yeah.
other countries customs and to see like how some people really have it versus how you have it. Like you think your life sucks, dude. Like
Mhm.
you go to some place like India, so you see whatever, but like it kind of like puts things in perspective. And I think that like the more you travel, like less ignorant you are, especially as it pertains to like other people and stuff. You just like start to like understand people and like their cultures and things like that. And it makes you less like I don't know. I just think if you've traveled a lot and you've seen a lot of different cultures and places, it's hard to like be a bigot or I think it just makes you a better person. It puts a lot of things into perspective for you. So I think that's one of the best gifts that you can get somebody is a passport and a plane ticket. And obviously they're my kids, so I just want to show them the world. So
Yeah,
one
definitely.
country at a time.
Yeah, that's so cool. I wanna. What was like? What was your experience? Because I know you said you went to London, and I saw that you went there. What was it like from like a different culture, going from the United States going to England?
Um, to be honest, I wasn't like a big fan of London. Like I had no expectations. Like I
Okay.
kind of thought it would be like I say that, but like I was really hoping it would be like I don't know if you ever seen the movie like Mean Street, Green Street Hooligans, or like any Guy Ritchie movie or Snatch. I thought it would just be like bar fights and people, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah,
grimy
yeah.
shit. But dude, it was very much so like Manhattan with an accent, and the food was shit. You know,
Really? Hey, you know they say
but
the same thing, right? They say the same thing
what's
about
that?
us. People in London say that our food is shit, and their.
Listen, no, dude, look, like I've never been somewhere with so much culture. Like everybody from there was from somewhere else. Everybody that was there was from somewhere else
Yeah.
in Europe mostly. Like Bulgaria, I ran into like people from Bulgaria and people from Hungary, India. Like, but there's no like cultural influence. You know,
Mhm.
the food was bland. And, it's like I'm not really trying to talk shit about London, but it just wasn't what I thought. It would be. But I did go to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert and rode
Nice.
they call it a tube. It's like a subway, and I did get the what I thought would happen. A bunch of drunk Brits, talking shit, being loud and crazy, and it was fun. You know what I mean? But I thought the whole trip would be like that, and it wasn't. Um, I'll probably if I went back to England, it'd probably be somewhere else like Manchester or
Okay.
somewhere or Newcastle or somewhere like that.
Are,
Um,
are
the
you
thing I did
going?
like about London, it was super clean. There weren't a whole lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
Um, just not what you would expect out of a giant city.
Mhm. Yeah. It's since you were in London, did you catch like any games or did you go to any of the stadiums like tour or anything?
The Chili Peppers concert was in that Tottenham
Wow.
stadium which I don't know if you know, like
Yeah,
European soccer or whatever. Dude, they're
yeah.
pretty big. It's a huge stadium.
Screw them.
But there were no games going on while I was there. Um, but on our road trip with the boys in the Redskins Stadium or the Washington Commanders, whatever you want to call them,
Okay.
Chelsea played. We went to some soccer games. Like the European teams came over here this summer,
Yeah, they
and
did.
Chelsea played. Shoot, I can't remember who they played.
Did
Now
they
my
play
kids knew all the
Arsenal?
players, all the.
Did they play?
No, they didn't play. Arsenal played. There were two games that day. Arsenal played somebody and Chelsea played somebody, but they
Okay.
didn't play each other.
Yeah.
And I think it was Arsenal. And dude, it was a blast, dude. I didn't know that American fans, got down with soccer like that, but they filled the entire,
Yeah, it's crazy,
Commander
man.
Stadium.
I'm a huge soccer fan. Well, overseas, not MLS or anything. Nothing against MLS, but I'm a huge
Yeah,
Arsenal
nobody
fan.
watches that.
I'm a
Yeah,
huge Arsenal fan. Been since I was 5 years old, and yeah, that's why I asked if you've been to any stadiums. I mean, yeah, Tottenham, screw them, because they're huge rivalry.
yeah, but even the people that were Tottenham fans were talking about how bad they suck, and
Yeah, no,
he's like,
they
"What's
haven't won a
worse than
trophy.
shit, Tottenham?" They were
Yeah,
chatting that on the subway, just packed into their sardines. It's like, "What's worse than shit,
yeah, Tottenham.
Tottenham
Yeah,
football?"
they go Tottenham. Yeah, yeah. I've seen a lot of videos. An Arsenal fan actually started that with his little kid. He had him go up to he video recorded him, and he was like, "Oh, who's shit?" And he goes Tottenham, and that's how it made into like a big giant meme. And I think it's
Yeah,
awesome. No, they actually never won a trophy ever. With
so
being
they're the
such,
only
yeah,
like are they Premier League?
yeah, and they're a huge club. Don't get me wrong, like they're a huge club. They just haven't won anything, and it's. I feel
Nah,
like it's a
yeah, like I
curse.
drove past all that stuff, like Chelsea. I saw their stadium. Tottenham, I was in their stadium,
You see
which is
Arsenal's
weird
Emirates.
because no, I didn't see Arsenal. I don't know if
Damn.
is Arsenal in London.
Yeah, they're in London. So it's Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, and I think West Ham is somewhere near there.
Tottenham saying it, dude, it blew my mind. Like,
Yeah, wait till you see
well,
Chelsea if you saw
first,
Chelsea's.
like the craziest thing about the thing is, it's like they just dropped the stadium in the middle of a neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
it's literally a neighborhood, and across the street is a stadium, but there's like no restaurants. There's no. I was like, dude, these
Mhm.
people are like missing out on so much money on game day or whatever.
You
Things
should.
like this. Like there was like one pizza place that was closed by the time by the time the concert was over, and I was like, what is going on?
um, no, in London, that's how it is with every stadium. It's all in a neighborhood. Like Everton, Liverpool, Manchester City. That's how it is. I think it's really crazy, but I mean, it's a different country. They're gonna have their different.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. Like in America, like you go to like even Soldier Field. I've been there before.
Yep.
Like for blocks around the stadium is parking lots,
Mhm.
and even like outside the parking lots is like vendors, like food and like hotels, things like that. Dude, there was nothing like that, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
it's different. I mean, I don't know. I've seen how like they create everything. So I've seen someone do a video where um in Liverpool there's Liverpool Stadium, and not even a block away Everton's right there. And
Oh no shit.
and that's kind of just how it is, because there's think about it, there's four leagues in England, and I mean just how small some of the stadiums are, but there's got to be like a couple hundred teams that are trying to get up to the top, I think that's
Yeah,
crazy.
sure.
I don't know if you know, but not Ryan Gosling, my bad. Ryan Reynolds actually bought a club, and they're in England, and they were like in a really
Really.
really low division, and now he he bought the club like a couple years back, and last year they got promoted from their like division into actual like a noticeable league. So now I think they're climbing that right now. And Ryan Reynolds has a crap ton of money, so he's just buying players out of
Yeah, sure.
and he there's this like huge influencer, Ben Foster. They had a keeper last year that like I think he got injured and they didn't have a keeper. So he brought in the a TikTok influencer, and he actually was a Premier League goalkeeper for like many teams. And so
Really.
it was kind of unfair, but I thought
Were
it
they
was
scoring on him? Was he good?
no, they were not scoring. There was some. They had which was crazy. The team that had the same points as Wrexham did, which is Ryan Reynolds' club, they had a game like I think one of the last games of the season, or to see which team is better. They were both at 100 points, which is crazy, and they went to overtime. And Ben Foster and the other keeper did penalties, and Ben Foster ended up saving the last penalty to win the game for them. So,
Fuck.
and now he's actually they signed him for another year, which I kind of think is unfair. But being at like an older age, because I think he's 42, 41, 42, and he's still playing, which is crazy. But you can as a keeper. That's kind of just how most keepers do it until like they're
Yeah,
45,
sure.
50. Yeah, but I think that's just mad crazy how he did that. And then I think I heard Dude Perfect bought a club too. So I think
Really.
they're trying the trend, but they actually bought a Premier League club, so it's a little different. They probably spent a fortune on that.
Sure, but they got it coming in, dude.
No, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think it's kind of cool how they did that. I mean, since Ryan Reynolds started, and why not everyone else?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about UFC. Um, how what you think about your last fight with Mark Andre? I thought it was an amazing fight.
Yeah, it was a banger,
Yeah.
He came prepared, he showed a different style and form that he showed in the past. So, he dropped me in the first round. Like I don't, really ain't much to say, he won, so
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, every time you put on a fight, like even though I didn't win, like it was still a fan friendly fight. Like everybody liked that fight, everybody liked to watch.
Yeah.
It was back and forth for the most part outside of that first, few seconds. I think he dropped me in like the first 30 seconds, but then the rest of the fight was,
Mhm. Yeah. It was a
pretty solid matchup. So
it was a great fight. I mean, that's what you want, kind of in terms of like you guys went back and forth, like outside of the first round like drop. You said you guys went back and forth, and I mean, you guys put on a hell of a show, and especially like putting on a show for the fans. I mean, it's it's really good to when you get to a point where, like you had a really close fight and that put on numbers. I know you got a bonus checks. That's kind of a lot of things people go for. They want to put on a show they're the best, and I mean, you went out there, you performed, you did it.
yeah, that bonus check, that kind of like takes a little off the sting of the loss.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but every time, to be honest, man, every time I fight, I want it to be like an entertaining fight. I want it to be a fun fight. I want it to be a fight that fans remember. So,
Exactly.
win, lose, or draw, like I'm gonna leave it out there every rep. So
And it's definitely
that's
a
just
fight that people
how I fight.
remember. Because I know people talk and talk about that fight. And that's a good thing, man. Like you said, you want people to remember it. You want fans to talk about it. And I've heard a lot about it, which is great, you know?
Yeah,
But, you got your next fight. You're going to go out there. You can do the best you can do and put on a show,
That's it.
Are you trying to? Cause you said you're trying to fight before the year is over. When you trying? When you thinking?
Yeah, I think the last card of the year is December, sometime mid or late December. So it's usually before Christmas is the last card. So like the 19th or I don't know. I haven't looked at the calendar, but like it's usually like the week before Christmas is the last
Yeah, I remember last
card of
year
the
they
year.
did the 10th. It's
I
something
think the
like
19th was the last. It was the last one of the year. This year I feel like it's the 13th, but I'm not sure. So
okay.
um, I go back to the doctor about my foot October 17th. So that's about a month away. So if he clears me then, that gives me October. That gives me like 2 months to get right for a fight. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that's enough time. We'll see if I can get something on paper. I would definitely love to. The UFC knows that. My manager knows I want that. I'm with that. So we'll see if we can't make that happen. So I guess it's really what the doctors say.
Yeah, that's most important. But I mean, dude, it would be great to see you fight before the year's over. Are you? Is there someone you want to like fight in particular, or you just want to go out there and fight anybody?
Yeah, I don't really never say no, but I think the Jamie Pickett fight's a good fight. I think we're both coming off losses. We're both lefties,
Yeah.
bigger middleweights. So I think it would be good, for the fans, in the UFC as well, to go out there put on an entertaining fight like that. So
Yeah, definitely. That would.
that'd be
I
fun.
think Jamie Pickett would be a good fight. I know. He just fought right against who was it? He fought was
Bo
it
Nickel,
okay, yeah, but that was his last fight.
he may have fought since then, though. I'm not sure.
I thought he fought Fremd.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. He did. Friend beat him too.
Yeah. And then Fremd just lost Saturday night. I saw that happen.
Yeah, he fought
Kopilov.
middleweight. What is that dude's
Kopilov.
name? Middleweight Chase Hooper,
No,
the
he
little Russian cat.
Chase Hooper. Yeah, Roman Kopilov.
Yeah, that's him.
Dude, yeah, that man's good. It's
Yeah, he's solid.
he definitely had Fremd all over on body shots. Fremd wasn't, guarding his chest, and it gave Kopilov a lot of openings, and like that's how the KO went. He hit him with a few leg kicks where just you can hear it like bad, and he hit
Yeah,
him.
he's very calculated. Roman is.
Yeah, and he just had one punch to the liver, down. Friend went. So I mean, like I said, he's. I think I think somebody could put a stop to his streak. I think that would be a good fight. Him challenging a veteran. Somebody who's been in the UFC. I think you versus him would be a good one because I know he's gonna want to fight before the end of the year. Because he took.
Yeah, he don't take much damage in his fights neither. I
Yeah.
forget who he fought before that.
Um. I.
Brazilian cat.
Oh yeah. Ribeiro.
Not Bruno Silva.
Ribeiro.
Yeah, and head kicked him. So he's a good fighter, man. So
Yeah, I think
we'll see.
Ribeiro's not in the UFC anymore. I don't think so. But yeah, that was yeah. I think he needs to fight somebody who's been in the UFC. Like I think a good example would be you. I think that would be a good fight. I mean, if he wants to keep going and showing that he's a good fighter, I think he should fight someone who's a veteran, and that could put a stop to him. I don't know what you think, but
See, it's whatever the UFC wants, really.
yeah, they want, they want big fights that people want, or like all the UFC fans, what they want. They want to know what's gonna bring the money.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well,
So, man, anybody I fight, is gonna do that because I'm trying to throw hands and I getting bangers. So
trying to go
that's what people want
crazy.
to see and that's what people like. So
Yeah, man. I think that last fight you had was the best like example of going out there and throwing a banner as a fight. that was just a perfect fight for the both of you guys. I mean, I don't. It in my point of view, it didn't really matter in my eyes like who won. It was just the matter of like you guys both wanted it, and you both went out there and you just kept going. And the fact that you, like you said, you got dropped. Like the fact that you didn't give up and you kept going until the end of the fight, and you put on a banner like that. That
Yeah, that's every rep.
Yeah, that's like one of the most important things you can do, because it's like either you get dropped and you get KO'd, or you just keep going to the end of the fight. Some of those guys can't do that, and the fact that you did is awesome.
Sucks for them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. Well, appreciate you coming on. I know you want to do 30 minutes, but guys, that was season 1, episode 19 with Eryk Anders. Appreciate you guys watching.